We're gonna call the meeting to order. Rise to the pledge of allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. We'll do roll call, starting with you. Rhonda,
Vinny Gedadilla.
Nicole, Libby,
Steve Kovic. Mike Kusa.
Debbie Sherman. Any amendments to the agenda? None? Okay. Approval of minutes, is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the 4/30/24 Board of Ed regular meeting minutes.
A second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries. My favorite part of the meeting is student recognition, and Dr. Miller, turn it over to you.
Okay, we have several recognitions tonight with students and staff. So welcome, audience. It's great. So if I can have Christina and Con come up here. Yeah. So this year is the first year that the middle school did a geography bee. And for those of you that don't know, Christina is one of our new social studies teachers at the middle school this year. And she went to the administration and she made a suggestion that a geography bee be put together. And you went through all the efforts of organizing it, getting students and parents and staff all together, and then it was run. And Colin, you won geography bee. Would you mind explaining a little bit what it was like?
Sure. So it started with like a test where the entire school got like this geography test. I forget, it was like 60 questions, I'm pretty sure. Then after that, we went to the second round, held in her room, where we kind of went around the room and every student that got 2 questions wrong was out. And we got to the final 10. And the final round, it happened about last week. On Monday, we were put on the stage and we went down the line answering questions, and whoever got 2 wrong was out. And we made it to the final round, and it was me and a 6th grader, and it was like best 2 out of 3 of the questions won. And yeah, I got more questions than me.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Christina, for your work both as the geography bee and putting that together, giving it a certificate.
Thank you.
And also we have started a new initiative with value pins. And the work you did represents collaboration. So I'm honoring you tonight with the collaborative.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Great job.
Congratulations.
And Kelly and Megan. So these 2 wonderful teachers. And Megan, your name keeps changing. I don't know if I should call you Megan or Maggie, but I'm just gonna just call you a great teacher.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so these 2 wonderful teachers came to me last year and said that they would like me to purchase a book for them, for their classes, Simple Seed. So they can start doing journaling with their students. And really talking about gratitude and how to be better people with each other. And you brought that forward to this year. Brought the speaker into the school to speak to the entire school, went to the PTO and asked for funding, brought it over to the middle school. And now we even have this speaker coming back during convocation to address all the staff members district-wide. And we even purchased a book for all staff members for the fall. So you have planted a seed of gratitude across the district. So I'm honoring both of you with both a certificate and also the value pin for compassionate. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Let's take a picture. Are you already done this?
I don't know. Okay, hold on. Thank you so much.
We're honored to have both of you as teachers in the school
Thank
district.
you.
Our students are lucky to have both of you.
Thank you so much.
Any others? Audience of citizens, if there's anyone that would like to come speak to the board, I just have one thing I'd like to say very quickly. This time of year, we hear a lot of rumors and stories, and until you hear an item come out from the Board of Education or from Dr. Miller, it's not fact. So we are facing some issues right now, and we have budget vote on Thursday. So I'm encouraging you all to just come out and vote. Regardless of how you feel about the budget, just do come out and vote. That's my audience of citizens for you tonight. Anybody else like to say anything? No? No, nobody, everything's good? Okay. Board correspondence? Attributes of a graduate presentation for OMS and OHS. Hi, everyone. Hi.
I brought some students here tonight. We have some sixth grade, a couple sixth graders, a couple some, we'll introduce them as we get along, and then a few eighth graders. So, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the attribute of graduate of empowered learner at Oxford Middle School. So just like we've been talking to you this year about our attributes, we focused our attributes per department. So we talked to you about critical thinking. When it came, we focused that with the ELA department, collaborative learner with science. And for empowered learner, that focus is on the math department. Dr. Miller, are you my?
Sure, I am.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So the reason why, as a group, as a department, we decided on empowered learner in the math department is when you think about math anxiety and self-empowerment, usually when students have anxiety, it is around their math skills. They don't feel like they're confident enough. And oftentimes in middle school, especially girls, they tend to feel like maybe they're not good at math and they don't want to participate in math as vigorously anymore. So we thought we wanted to combat that, right? And so we took the rubric for the empowered learner and we focused it in our math department. So the math department worked together at the beginning of the year and they created a weekly checklist for students to track their progress in the attribute of the graduate of empowered learner. So they took the ideas that were in the rubric, like I actively participated in class, asked my teacher or peer a question, all the different elements that lead to what an empowered learner is, and they had it on a checklist. And students really were looking at themselves from the advanced mastery to novice and where they fell in that. And if you look, and you'll see there's 3 data tables, one for 6th grade, one for 7th grade, one for 8th grade. And each of the data tables, you'll see that at the beginning of the year, students fell, primarily in novice or in developing. But if you look towards the middle of the year, the numbers are growing in the way in which we want them to grow, where students are feeling more self-empowered and feeling more confident in their skills in mathematics. And you'll see that across 6th grade, across 7th grade, and across 8th grade. So here tonight to talk to you about their journey as empowered learners in their math classes are some 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders. And to start us off is Michael. Michael's in 6th grade. He's in advanced math, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about his journey as an empowered learner.
So I think I'm an empowered learner because whenever I get feedback, I try to accept it and improve on it. And maybe if I get something wrong on a quiz or test, I make sure to practice it at home and make sure that I've learned that skill. And that's why I think I'm an empowered learner.
Great job, Michael. You want to come over this way and we'll go and. I'd like to thank Miranda. Miranda's in sixth grade also in advanced math.
Hi, my name is Miranda Kelly. I'm in sixth grade of Miss Baptist's advanced math class. In the beginning of the year, I was not sure how I was going to do in this math class. There were a few areas of math I don't like. For example, fractions. I have learned many tools I can use to help me with tough areas. These tools include seeking help during my win period and using strategies my teacher included organizing my questions neatly so I have productive and drawing visuals for certain questions. By using these tools, I feel confident in myself and realize that I do belong in advanced math and that fractions aren't that bad.
And then from seventh grade, we have Colin. Colin and Miranda are actually brother and sister. Just a little tidbit. All right,
Hello,
Colin.
I'm Colin Kelly. I'm Mr. Moncel's pre-algebra math class. In this class, we have dry erase boards displayed along the back of the classroom. With the whiteboards, we teach ourselves many math skills with the help of Mr. Moncel. Every 2 days, we practice problems, and then on the third day, we are quizzed. For example, right now, we are learning perimeter and area of a composite figure. I like to practice with my group using the whiteboards because it gives me the confidence to do well on my quiz.
Next one, Natalie.
At the beginning of this year, we were sat individually in rows, and a lot of us found that we were really quiet and together, not really together, but we just weren't as a group, and that caused a lot of us to be very silent and nobody wanted to ask a question. We set up the boards after Christmas break, and I found my test grades, my assignments all going up after I learned to speak in front of people and learn to ask questions.
Our last group are eighth graders going off to high school in a couple of weeks, and so they're just gonna round out the discussion.
So good evening, Board of Education members. So I'm going to talk about my experiences throughout my entire middle school career with attributes of a graduate. So definitely in sixth grade, toward the beginning of my middle school career, the attributes of graduate were not focused on that much, and therefore I was more confused and math was a little more difficult. However, once I got through seventh and eighth grade, using the checklists and all the tools developed for attributes of a empowered learner have helped me to achieve better grades and better math proficiency.
Great job. Sophia.
So at the beginning of my middle school career in math, I wasn't entirely very confident. Specifically, I would try to speed through math just to get it completely over with. Now that I'm in eighth grade, I've learned more of time management and that slowing down with math is often more helpful because math, when done right, takes a lot of time. And I think the checklist and attributes of a graduate have helped me with that because it gives me goals, and like the checklist, like Brady was talking about, gives me goals to work towards and gives me set assignments and things to work towards. And time management, like slowing down, is very beneficial.
Great job. Next is Callie.
So I need to talk about how asking for help is really key. I used to not really want to ask for help during math, even when I was confused. So I didn't really want to say that I didn't know how to do something. But after I started asking for help, it really helped me gain a lot of confidence and become a more empowered learner.
Awesome. Last but not least is Art.
Okay, so our access to resources inside of seventh grade was very limited compared to eighth grade, because we are learning more in eighth grade and developing our skills to do better in high school. So what I think was very important, and also what's an attribute of a graduate is learning how to use your resources and using your resources well to develop a better understanding of the curriculum you're in. So such as an online textbook,
rulers, like all their items that can help you progress your journey through 8th grade and eventually to high school. So I think using your resources well and learning how to use them well are key to learning how to develop skills in middle school.
Great job, Art. So we have a little certificate for each of you to say thank you for presenting tonight. We know it takes courage and it takes empowerment to speak about empowerment, right? So we really appreciate all of you coming here tonight and your families for bringing you to talk about being an empowered learner.
Great job.
Does anyone have any questions? I told them you might have like a trick question for them or something. No.
But thank you guys for coming. It means a lot that you come to the meetings and give us your input on your education. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You did an excellent job.
That's a good work.
Great job, everybody.
Oh, right.
Hey, guys. Good. Well, first of all, these kids were thrilled to hear there's gonna be a packed house tonight and we're able to talk in front of everybody. So, but we have a group of students who are from the Unified Sports class, which is one of our PE classes. And I'm just gonna let them talk about a project that they have been working on with Great Oak Elementary School. The purpose of why they're working on this project is what we're gonna start with. And for that, I'm gonna introduce Sydney and Ava. And then before you get into it, I just want to thank Ms. O'Connell and Ms. LaCapra for coming to support their kids. So.
So we started this program where we come into the middle school and, it is the middle school, I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Great Oak.
Oh, it's great.
It's our old middle school.
I'm sorry.
It was their middle school.
I think. I'm very sorry. Anyways, we all come in and we basically do like a bunch of games and kind of incorporate everybody and try to create an inclusive environment where we can integrate unified sports into their brains, sort of, and have them more excited for it for the future.
Yeah, the program is so big at the high school, so we felt that it's important to introduce it to them young. So they can progress through their time in Oxford Public Schools and just be, exposed to unified sports. So we felt that was very important. And we also felt that it was important that all of us were there, especially have students from the team go there, not just adults, because it's important to, have them be there or have us be their role models, not just adults, because we're they're gonna grow up and be us one day, so, and they always look up to us, as always, younger students always look up to the older students in public schools, so, yeah.
And they're more excited to see you than they would be.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that is true.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. So, what was how did you guys plan your activities that you were gonna be working on with the kids? Was there, did you model that after something you were taught? Did you come up with these things on the spot? Did you do some planning ahead of time?
So in the beginning of class, we would get in a group of us students and we would choose activities that we did in class, and we would put ourselves in their shoes and think what activities would be fun to play. And we chose activities that incorporated teamwork, and we also found would be engaging to them. And some activities did have to be adjusted so they would understand it better, but overall it was very fun for them.
So the activities that we did in class, we would then bring there, and like Brooke said, we'd have to adjust them based on their needs, and some people have trouble understanding, so we'd have to break it down. And then also when we were doing the activities, if we were doing little groups, we would each go into little groups with them just to help them out. If it was a big group, we'd be spread out and just be there if they had any questions.
Yeah, so we did many activities like relay races. In some games they really enjoyed were jail ball, what time is it, Mr. Fox, and kickball. there were some games, like we played line tag earlier today, which they did not enjoy as much because it was more confusing because you had to stay on the lines the whole time. But overall, like at the end, they said they enjoyed all of the games and it was just a fun experience, just being able to play together and get to meet new people.
And then at the end of today, we sat in a circle and we asked for their feedback, just so Mr. C and then people next year would just know what they liked the best. And we asked them what they learned, and most of them said teamwork and inclusion, which was our goal.
So thank you. That was Nicole and Brooke. Thank you for that portion of our presentation. So how did it go? I mean, was it a success?
So we have found it to be very successful. A lot of the students have been very open about their experience with it. Even one student sat out the first week and said that he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. But at all the groups since then, he has showed up and actually participated in all the activities. And we have found that there's been a lot more teamwork going within the class. Like originally they were gravitating more towards the friends that they already knew or their classmates. But now at this point, it kind of feels like they're everyone's classmates, and even throughout grades, they're able to really relate to each other. And if someone's having a hard time, go up and take initiative and comfort each other. And so I found a lot of progress just in a few weeks.
And you guys went for their 5 afternoons after school, right? And today was your last day.
Yes.
Okay, so you're giving up your own time to help out these kids.
Well, I feel like, this was like a great opportunity, not only for, them to learn from us, but for us to learn from them as well. It gave us the opportunity to see, you know, how certain people learn, how to do inclusion, like how like for each age, because sometimes it's trickier to teach different ages, certain things. And I feel like overall it was fun and educational.
Thank you very much. So, one of the things I'd asked you guys, and I'm gonna put you on the spot, was did you encounter any obstacles working with the younger kids? And we wanted, you know, you had fun and not to like joke around about it, but did you ever have to try to work out a situation that you didn't anticipate was gonna happen?
I mean, one problem that I kind of anticipated was the gravitating towards friends. I mean, it happens in our class too all the time. But today when I asked them, I said, raise your hand if you've met someone new while doing this program, and almost all of them raised their hands, which was the goal of this, was to get them to branch out and include some.
Okay, nice. So I think that was Gia and Julia. Now, you're gonna bring this home now, right? This is the kicker. So what does this have to do with empowered learning or being an empowered learner?
Well, being an empowered learner is kind of like, I don't want to say nailed into our head, but it is like reminded, like throughout all of our years in the Oxford Public School System, like to be an empowered learner is to openly receive and like view people as a way to learn from them, not like as, you know, just there's a lot to learn from everybody, basically. And we learned a lot as a team, us working together. Every meeting that we had within ourselves before class or during class, it was basically like a new, like, okay, well, they really like this, so let's do something that's similar to this. Let's do something that will help them get their energy out, something that they'll enjoy, that will teach them our values while also like being simpler for them to understand. We learned how to plan. We learned how to, you know, work with different age groups. It was a mix of third and fifth graders. So we learned all those ages, and just like dealing with different temperaments, dealing with different personalities just taught us a lot socially. I know that I definitely like learned a lot from these kids. Not just because, you know, kids are still people at the end of the day and still learning how to deal with people. And it's just like, I don't know, it really is like, it's such a great experience, and I think we all came back better from it. And I know I definitely am sad to be done with it, but yeah.
Any questions for these guys?
I did just want to give
Yeah.
a shout out to, obviously, all of them for doing what they did and doing it greatly, but also Brian Cranwell from Great Oak Elementary, because we started this before the big like COVID shutdown. And we had gotten a few, like some momentum towards it, and then it stopped, and he really wanted to get it back going. And so he asked if we had anyone interested, and they all volunteered. So I did also want to give a shout out to Brian as well.
Yeah, you can't to do it without the collaboration amongst the schools. We didn't give you guys certificates because I promised you guys food. So that's on the agenda for this week. A nice lunch, non-Oxford High School cafeteria food. In the cafeteria food, middle school kids at the high school is great. We're just, we're up in the ante for these guys. Thank you so much for letting.
Thank you for being here tonight.
We're just waiting for Dr. Miller to come back in.
Assistant.
Yes, no, wait, he does that. Are you the designee? I'm the designee. I don't have his report now.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Superintendent.
So, if I could ask, I know I did recognition before, so could you come up here for a second, please? Yeah. I wasn't aware that Sue was gonna be here tonight. I would have had a certificate for her, but we're gonna do this in the, next time, but. For those of you that are not aware, not only is Sue a phenomenal teacher, but she was recognized by the Connecticut Science Teachers Association just a few days ago. In excellence of science teaching for this year. And you're gonna be awarded tomorrow night at the ceremony, and Megan is gonna be joining you. So we're so honored for this recognition for you, so well deserved.
Perfect.
Good. Okay, there's been some questions about science over the last few months. We know that we had a long-term sub in the middle school in science. And we are working with the high school science. Spanish, I'm sorry, Spanish, that's, I have Sue in my mind there, Spanish. We've been working with the world language teacher at the high school, with the plan for and assessing the students where they are now, leaving the middle school, so that the teachers can better differentiate and plan for the students as they're coming into the high school for the fall. Rosetta Stone will also be available. Not only the students have access to it late spring, but the students will continue to have access to it during the summertime. I don't have an announcement about the award of the HVAC grant, but I will tell you that I was notified by the state of Connecticut that the press release will be on Monday. So I'm hoping that on Monday I will have good news to share with the community, and then we'll be able to ask the town for funding. So everybody cross your fingers that we have 2 awards to announce on Monday, after the press release from the state of Connecticut. I am still struggling with Facebook, still working through the challenge. So that's why there has not been any posts recently. Still working with trying to get us online again. And that's why there has not been a social media post on the honor roll. It is posted to the website for the high school and middle school. There was a glitch for the posting in the middle school. There was names that were left out originally, so we had to repost the list after we caught the error. I do want to thank all of the students, staff, and parents that participated in purchasing this district-wide spirit t-shirts. We were aiming for 100% of the students and staff. We did not get there, but this is the first time that we've done this. We hit 543 shirts when we closed the store this morning. There's 543. So the funds will go to our Kick for Cause account, which is used for supporting families in need here in Oxford. We've supported families that have had financial hardships. We've supported families that have had fires, had hardships that way. And families that, for one reason or another, have a life changing event that needs some support. So that's what the fund is there for. So we're anticipating to have the shirts the last week of May, hand them out, and we'll be selecting one of those days that week will be the district-wide spirit day to wear across the district.
Can you just talk about a little bit about the design and where
Yeah.
it came from and?
And so what we did is we, and we're actually gonna have the students here at the next meeting to be awarded. And what happened is we asked each of the schools to have a contest to design a district design that represented Grow Every Day, our district mascot, our district logo, and our mission statement. Each of the school winners were selected by their respective schools. And then it was given over to the high school art department. Bethany and Pam worked with our high school art students. And that design was then synthesized or integrated into one common design to represent elements from all 4 schools into one district-wide t-shirt design. It was pretty cool. This is the month of events. Almost every night there's something. Tomorrow night is the high school senior awards night, where scholarships are handed out to students from very different organizations, representing everything from just a couple $100 to highest ones are $8,500 per year for 4 years. So it's pretty significant milestones for students for receiving special scholarships like this. So that's tomorrow night. I do want to thank the high school guidance counselors, especially Andrew McRae, for putting together the scholarship program. She does it every year. On Thursday is the middle school spring concert at 6:15. And then there's another concert on Monday, the band concert at 7 p.m. If I've got the dates correct on that, I was seeing a yes from my administrators over there. I will also be attending on Monday evening, along with administrators and 2 students from the middle school and 2 students from the high school at the Western Connecticut Superintendent Award Ceremony. It's a pretty distinguished group of students that are selected by the administrators and the teachers at each school to receive that recognition. And we go and we're basically 4 students from each school district are represented and their names are called. It's a pretty special evening for the students. On the 22nd, I believe, is the National Honor Society Senior Night at the high school. And then on the 23rd, which is next Thursday, is the Tri-M Coffee House and Senior Art Show at the high school. And that's at 6 p.m. So a lot of stuff going on this week and next week across the district. As Deb mentioned before, Thursday is a critical time for the community to come out and vote. I can't tell you how to vote. I'm just telling you to vote. 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Quaker Farms. Great time, go vote and then go to the concert. Plant sale is also taking place that same evening, so vote and buy plants or multiple plants. But please vote, whatever your inclinations are around the budget. We need everyone in the committee to vote and put their ballot down and to vote for the budget one way or another. We've also begun a new online application system. To replacing what was our system called Frontline. All of our new postings are on that new system now for both internal and external applications. So that is up and running. That is one of 2 major implementations that the IT department was launching this spring. The next part is now started. That's done with onboarding and some HR data. But the first part was this first step, which is the application system that's up and running now. And we're going to start something new this year or tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to Megan to say some stuff as well.
Sure. So part of my new role as assistant superintendent is not only to support the students in the district, but also the staff. So I am developing a staff wellness committee. And this will actually be in Dr. Miller's Friday information to the staff. So the initiative is aimed at enhancing teacher well-being across the district. And we're going to work collaboratively to plan activities and initiatives that prioritize our wellness for our educators within the district and administrators too. We'll brainstorm some ideas, creative and safe, supportive environment and organize different events throughout the year. So that's going to start launching at the end of this year into next year. And then one other follow-up is also the support of the students. So last night at the curriculum committee, we talked about SEL screeners and doing a pilot for that. So I did send out interest to staff today to see who would be interested in piloting a couple of the programs that we looked at. And I have already received a lot of responses. So it's something we will start in the fall. Again, we'll have one meeting at the end of the year and plan out what that looks like for the fall for more information. Any questions?
Thank you. Could you, just briefly talk about where we ended up with the early retirement and mental health?
Yeah, so we ended up with 2 teachers, 2 secretaries, 2 paraprofessionals. You got that correct? Yes. So a couple of those people that had not been on our radar before on our list of retirees, so it did bring out a couple more people than we originally anticipated.
And those staff members will be included in the district-wide celebration for the retirees on the 29th.
Yes.
These were on top of the original 8.
This is the total.
Total, that's total, yes.
2, 2, and 2.
Yep. Okay. Anything else for Dr. Miller or Dr. Pete? No? Okay. Audience of citizens number 2. Anybody have anything you'd like to talk to the board about? No questions? Last time? Okay. Report of the chair. I just have a couple of things. I just to say again, I would hope that we can get out to vote on Thursday. I'd like to thank the parents and the community for their support at the town meeting. I absolutely would like to thank Mr. Jensen for moving our budget forward at the town meeting and Mr. Temple for supporting as well. I think that it's very important that we get out and vote. I'd like to thank the parents for showing up. We had a packed house and it was nice to see so many people come out. Can't tell you which way we'd like you to vote, but just come out and vote. And I know that our new football coach is here tonight, and I just would like him to be introduced. Mr. Connors, would you stand up and just introduce yourself to the board and the people that are here?
Rich Connors, new head football coach at Oxford, and hopefully we'll see all you in the stands this Friday nights this fall.
Thank you for coming to the board. I had the pleasure of meeting you and your family at the town meeting, so welcome to the district.
Thank you.
I know you've been here doing other things before, but welcome to your position. And that's all I have. Facilities and safe schools, Mike.
Facility update, our next meeting is in 2 weeks on the 28th. And no new updates at this time.
And hopefully by the time we have our next meeting, we'll have some idea on the HVAC update.
Fantastic.
So, curriculum is me. We had a curriculum meeting last night. The minutes are already posted. So, we had a great long meeting. We talked about where we are as far as current curriculum being written, summer work. And as Megan said, the SEL classes and programs that we're talking about, piloting. And I really think we're in a good place. So minutes are up if anybody has any questions, let me know. Policy, Nicole.
We have several policies down for a second read tonight. The first one has to do with non-discrimination. It applies to students, personnel, and community. It involves some definitions and examples. It also includes new language regarding domestic violence victims. And then lastly, it states that it's unlawful for an employer to make decisions on an employer applicant's erased criminal record. So those are the main changes that are in effect regarding non-discrimination. Does anybody have any questions about those policies?
Nope.
Okay,
Is
so
there a
then
motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the non-discrimination policies for students first.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Next, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the non-discrimination policy for personnel.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
And next, I make a motion that we approve the non-discrimination policy as it applies to the community.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Okay, next we have the bullying and safe school climate plan. We revised the policy and the safe school climate plan to add definitions regarding discrimination and harassment. And also, the policy clarifies that it's applicable to both schools and alternative school programs operated by the Board of Education. And does anybody have any questions regarding that? Then I make a motion that we approve the bullying and safe school climate plan as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Next, we have parent-teacher communication. The main change for that policy is we have to have a virtual option. So that's what we were adding for,
That's for state
parent-teacher
law.
communication. Okay, does anybody have any questions about the parent-teacher communication?
Nope.
Okay, then I make a motion that we approve the parent-teacher communication policy as written.
Second.
Got one.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
And then lastly, we have retention and disposition of records and information. Rob has been going through some of the records. He's had one from 1910, so that tells us.
Wow.
that-
We actually, in our records room, we actually found personnel files from the 1910s. They're like
Yeah.
index cards that are almost yellowish, and they're actually information from staff that worked here back then.
Dottie might actually be interested in those. That's great.
Yeah, so this policy outlines what we need to do to properly dispose of things, and this may have a budgetary impact going forward in the future, so that's something we have to consider.
Like shredding and all that stuff, like a.
Or storage, or what, or we're transferring to micro, it's not microfiche anymore.
Digital archiving.
Digital archiving, there you go. So I would make a motion that we approve the retention and disposition of records and information policy as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a quick one, like, it's good to have policy, a lot of places have policies, but it's really hard to implement with efficacy. It really is, so I don't know what the plan is around that, like, how do you track down stuff that's 7 years old, you have to get rid of it, electronic paper, like, it's the execution that's really hard with these policies. Yeah.
Especially that.
Yeah.
It's easier
That
once
you
you
tell you
digit-
firsthand.
if you get it all digital, be entered and properly tagged, it's easier. Yeah, you gotta tag it right.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
And that covers everything. We just had a policy meeting just a few moments before this meeting, so we're gonna have some more things to talk about next week, or next meeting. But thank you very much. Well said.
Thank you, Barb. Finance, insurance, and personnel, Steve.
Well, I won't make another announcement to get out to vote.
Okay.
3 of those, but, no, we have an upcoming April review of the financials and whatever comes out of the referendum, coming up next Tuesday.
Liaison reports, PTO had their plant sales, which did well, and they've had their teacher appreciation on Friday. So, I don't know what the next meeting is, I think it's next week. Book sale? Book sale, thank you. Plant sales,
That's next
plant sales Thursday, sorry.
I know the teachers at both the high school for the Booster Club Mexican truck and the PTO pizza truck here for the 3 schools. The teachers loved it in all the schools, so they greatly appreciated it for Teacher Appreciation Week. So much thanks to the parents for putting that together.
And thanks for the parents who helped at the book book fair, not plant sale. But they'll need help on Thursday for the plant sale.
And then from the Booster Club, the football, QB club did the, first golf tournament yesterday. I saw by for a period of time, it was very well attended, a great event to understand, and I think that they really, thought it went well.
Good.
There's also tonight, there was a senior parent planning meeting. And there was a great attendance for the making of the tiles for the Bell mural.
You still need help for the day you're putting them on? Is that?
I think that's all filled in,
Okay.
but, if we need more, Lisa will probably put out another note. I think we're gonna have a paint night too, to paint them all.
Does anybody have anything else before we have a motion to adjourn at 7:18? Is there a motion? I can't make it.
Both adjournment meeting at 7:18.
Second.
Well, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. We're adjourned at 7:18.